This is Sean with Gate City Foundation Drainage. In this video, I want to take a closer look at PVC versus corrugated pipe. And I want to dig a trench and lay both pipes side by side in the trench and actually do a flow test and see which one, if I pour a set amount of water in each pipe, I want to see how much water comes out the other side. And so I want to do this because I feel like PVC is far superior to corrugated, and I want to share that with my viewers. So that's what we're going to be working on today, is trying to see if we can simulate a pipe laying in a trench and see which one flows better. I have thought for a long time about how to do this video, and so what I came up with was to use my dirt pile here and see if I can simulate what a trench would look like with the pipes just laying in the dirt pile. And so we just got a bunch of extra dirt from a big job that we're doing, and that video is going to be coming out at some point when we finish that job. And so here what I'm trying to do is I'm making a little place for my excavator to roll up on, and then I'm going to try just making a simulated trench that I can then lay the PVC and the corrugated pipes in, and I can control the fall and everything of the pipe and get them right side by side so it can be a true comparison. Both pipes laying side by side, same kind of situation, same kind of installation. And so I think this is going to be a pretty cool comparison, pretty useful comparison. So that's what I'm working on in this clip, is just getting the simulated trench done. After I got the trench done, I'm just laying my PVC pipe in here first. And PVC, of course, is much more difficult to work with. So you've got to get all your angles right. Everything has to match up correctly. And so you can see me gluing those two joints in there, those two elbows right there. One nice thing about this corrugated pipe is you can cut it with scissors. So here I have a piece that's been crushed. So get that out of here. And this is another style of way to couple these things. This is a coupler. They just snap together, and that's that. Here is my setup. So I've got my two pipes laid side by side. I've got one joint here with this 22, and I've got one joint here in the corrugated. That's the bell end, and that's where one pipe slips into the other. I've got another connection here in the PVC, that's a 45, and I've got another connection here in the corrugated, and this is a snap together. So both of these are standard ways to connect the corrugated. So I've got two joints in each pipe, and this pipe is kind of squirrely all over the place, so I want to put a little bit of dirt on top of it. So let me get some dirt on top of this, and then we'll give it a try. Okay, I think we're about ready to give this thing a flow test. So the first thing I want to try here is I want to try a bottle of water. All right, here goes. All right, there's in the PVC. There's in the corrugated. So let's see if we got anything out the other side. Okay, so neither pipe was able to get a bottle of water out of it. Still both pipes. And I just knocked that over. All right. What I want to do here is I want to use a 1 quart. Okay, so let's put a quart in each of these. I'll just do a full one. So there's a full one. There's a full one. All right, I hear something. All right, let's just go ahead and put the rest of this bucket through. So there's 2 full quarts in the PVC. Two quarts in the corrugated. Keep it going. 3 quarts in the PVC. 3 quarts in the corrugated. I don't know if we have enough. Well, let's go check out and see how we're doing. So that was 3 quarts in each, plus a bottle of water. And what have we got going on over here? All right. So I wonder what's going on with the corrugated. Let's do that whole thing again. All right, I just filled up another bucket, but look what's going on over here. This PVC is still trickling. Oh, there, it looks like it stopped. Okay, let's put some more quarts in there. So right now we're at 3 quarts in each pipe plus a bottle of water. All right, there's 4. There's 4. There's 5. There's 5. There's 6. There's 6. There's 7. And well, there's about 7. All right. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, so I think we can stop there. But this is why I don't use corrugated pipe, because all the little ribs, each one of those ribs holds water, and it slows the water down as well. When it finally does fill up, it slows the water down. You would never get a tiny bit of water like that trickling through there on a corrugated pipe. So what are some of the problems with the pipe holding water? Well, the main problem is that it impedes the flow. Why do you want flow on your gutter pipes? You want flow because it blows debris out. So the smooth wall of the PVC has no place for debris to catch. And so the water moves so fast through that PVC that it carries all the debris out. And look at this, it's still going through there. It's just very, what do they call that? A frictional resistance. There's very low frictional resistance to PVC pipe as opposed to corrugated. And so corrugated pipe, the other thing about it, the fact that it holds water, these snap together rings and these snap together joints, they're not waterproof. And so the water leaks out of the corrugated, and then what do you think goes for the water? The roots do. So not only does corrugated impede the flow of water, it leaks out of the joints, and the roots go in there for the water that's sitting in there. So let's take a look at how much water we got out of there. We put 7 quarts plus a bottle of water through there. And it's still going, but we are at, we're at 6 liters. So it looks like that pipe might be holding a tiny bit of water, but this little bit of flow here shows us that we're doing pretty well. So that's what it looks like inside a PVC pipe. You can see how smooth that wall is and how that water just flows through there. We never got a drop through this pipe. So there's water in there somewhere, but we don't know where. So I'm going to let you see this whole thing from the third person right there. So that might be a little bit redundant, but that way you can see the entire experiment. The next thing I want to show you here is an actual pipe that I removed. And so look what's going on with this pipe. You can see all the roots in there. So this is an actual pipe that I pulled out of the ground, replaced. So I guess I just messed up my wheelbarrow, but I just cleaned the wheelbarrow out. Got it all scrubbed clean just to show this. And so we're going to see what comes out of this thing. There it goes. Okay, so this is an actual pipe that I removed from a house. And this is all shingle dust and roots. So take a look at that. So these little ribs right here, you can see what's in here. This is all fine material in the ribs, and then it's coarser material on the top of the rib. And so what happens is the fine material falls in there, and then the coarse material comes right afterwards. And so that is why I don't use corrugated pipe in my drain installs. So the next thing I want to do is I want to take some actual debris that came out of an actual corrugated pipe, and I want to run it through the PVC and run it through the corrugated and see what happens, see which one will blow out the debris. Okay, so there is real life actual debris that came out, and it's mostly shingle dust is what this is. And that corrugated likes to catch that shingle dust. Alright, so I've got the same amount of debris in here. Take a look in there. And I'm going to dump it in each of the pipes, and then I'm going to put a few quarts through. So there's one, or that's 8. 8, and there goes my debris. 9, 9, 10, 10. So, oh, look at what's happening here. Okay, so that is 10 liters or 10 quarts through each pipe, plus a bottle of water, plus a little bit of debris. And we still haven't, I could probably return this bucket, it's brand new, never even had water in it. So that's why I use smooth wall, Schedule 40 PVC pipe. It stays straight in the trench, the corrugated, unless you have a perfectly flat trench. The corrugated is going to wind around and up and down and all over the place. The corrugated catches debris. It impedes the flow, which takes away the debris blowing out capability of the pipe. So what are some advantages? What are some advantages of using PVC, other than the fact that it carries water away as fast as possible, carries debris away as fast as possible, well, there really aren't any other advantages to using PVC. It's extremely heavy, it's extremely hard to work with, it's extremely expensive, and the glue is expensive, it's hard to haul, and so unless you're having actual problems, it might not be worth the extra expense. It's a lot more labor intensive. Your trenches have to be perfect. So what are some advantages of corrugated? Corrugated is super cheap. It is super easy to work with. You just lay it in there and cover it up and call it done. You can cut it with scissors. It's extremely lightweight. It's easy to haul because it comes in a giant roll. You can throw it in the back of your Saturn. But if you want to carry water, if you want to save your foundation, if you want to stop your crawl space from flooding, you don't want to use corrugated pipe. You want to use a quality pipe. If you're going through all the expense and energy and effort to dig a trench, you might as well throw a high quality pipe in that trench before you cover it up. Thank you. Here is the time lapse, the third person that I was telling you about earlier. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any comments about this, please put them below. If you have questions about my experimental setup, I encourage you to repeat my experiment. So definitely set up your own version of what I've got here and dump some water through it and see which pipe flows better. And film it and put it up there and show it to us and let us see you repeat this experiment. So I'm very interested to see others and if we can get these results repeated. I see these results repeated all the time, where I'll be cleaning out some corrugated system and you just run water in it and you're trying to find where the water's coming out, and you're just running water for like 15 minutes with a garden hose and there's no water coming out anywhere. And then finally you'll start getting a trickle out of the bottom of the pipe. And so where's all that water going? It's just holding in the ground. It's going into the foundation. It is a magnet for roots, and whatever it's doing, it's definitely not carrying the water away from the foundation like it's supposed to. So this is a pretty cool example of why I only use Schedule 40 PVC pipe, even though it costs a lot more and it's a lot more difficult to install. It carries the water away. It keeps itself blown out. It doesn't hold water. It doesn't hold debris.